2 hours. 2 hours.
So we
Maybe
start 4 hours
maybe
from next week on
yeah, we can
Sunday.
start next. Yes, no, it's
Sunday,
Saturday.
Sunday will not work. We'll go to church now.
Next week, no, next week Saturday. We can start.
Oh,
Can you see my screen?
yes.
Mhm. You can see. Look at the record here. Day 9. Pretty sure day 9.
Which drive is this one? The same drive.
It's recorded. The front end. Yeah, the same drive.
The one we submit our assignment or a different one?
You see,
Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I cannot hear.
For us. Me
Is it
too.
our? Was it my network? I
I
can't
don't
see.
think so. You can't see the screen.
Mm, maybe let me leave again and come back. Hi, Ezekiel. Can you hear us? Mercy, can you hear me? Let me know if it's a data issue.
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back, guys.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about the inconvenience. So, um, okay, let's. I wanted to see you guys as something, but let's do this together. Okay, let's put in our program here. I want everybody to talk. Okay, we are all doing this together. Now, based on your understanding from ChatGPT, let's see how we can do this. Okay.
Messi,
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's let's see. Let's see. Do another call. Let's see. Are you guys here? No.
yeah, I am. I am.
It's messy. Okay, she's here.
We can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So we are doing this right. Let me just put my screen so so make sure everybody gets this. So this is what we are doing right. We are doing is it we are doing this testimony right. Okay.
Is your screen showing?
Oh sorry, I'm not sharing. Oh sorry. I joined I forgot this. Is the live stream still going on? Let me see.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
showing now.
okay. Okay, it's live stream. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so we are trying to do this testimony, right? Trying to do this testimony. So to do this right now, so how do we do it? So you guys are guiding me now, so I'll just tell you the right thing to do. Okay. So let's go. So first of all, what do you think we should do? We have to start with our this right, our template, right? This the body and everything. So you guys can always you guys because I see Messi make a lot of mistake with this structure. Like you see your heading, you have closed your HTML. Always just do this, okay, so that you don't make mistake with your structure. Okay. Just shift one. Okay, when you shift one, you can see this thing here, just click on enter. Or you can just select it and it gives you the whole structure of HTML. You get
Sorry,
do you
she
Sorry,
understand?
said.
you said what?
I see Messi makes a lot of mistake with the head. Like you close the HTML here, and you have another HTML under again. Like I see you make that mistake a lot sometimes. Like this, and you get errors. I see errors that you have three HTML, like and two closing tags in your work. So I'm trying to tell you that there's a faster way so that you don't mess up the whole structure you get. So only what you just need to do is that you just hold shift one and get that exclamation mark and you select this or you click on enter. Then you get this color print together. Get this template again. So you can just change the title to what you want and start doing your things here. And you give a link here if you have an external CSS. Okay.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So now we can change our title to because I think it's about customer word praise our valuable customer.
What are you
So
doing?
Customer
so
testimonial.
yeah, so this yes actually so it's more about customer, yeah. So customer testimony, right? Yes. Customer testimonials, right? So this is our title, right? So we are saying everything here, right? I'm sure it's that's true. Okay. Hold on a bit. So now what are we doing next now, guys? So after this, what do we need to do? everybody should just, we are doing this together. Okay, so
You connect
Yeah,
the
CSS file.
CSS file.
okay, we connect our CSS. So link slash the test root test CSS, right? So now our body, what do we do now? We have linked our CSS.
For the body, you start with the body, and you start with the section class testimonial section.
Okay, so I'll start
Mm.
my section. Then I'll name. I'll
Then
give it a
class.
class. I'll give it a class.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll give it maybe testimonial section, right? Maybe
Mm.
dash section, right? So it should be more meaningful,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Then we can click on enter. So we get this class. Okay. Called. So what I did, you guys saw what I did, right? So instead of me writing the section class and I'll write a class. So the faster way to do, if you know the class, you know you have to create a class in that thing you're doing. You can just write the name of what you are creating. That's section. If you are creating div, it will be div. If you are creating paragraph, paragraph, you understand? Dot that is the class name. So dot the class name. And when I click on enter, it creates the section and the class name inside. You get.
Ah.
So now we have done with our this whole thing. We have created a section for all this thing, right? So now what are we supposed to do now? We're supposed to create a title, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Using
So
the H. Is it two? I believe. Yes, H2.
anyone. Which one is better? Is okay. Anyone. So our happy customer, right? Okay, right. So we're working on something, right? So now after that we create what? Create what?
What's it?
I think you create a div, a
Are you sure?
container.
No. We have done this one. So what next? There's another thing under it. There's another thing under it.
Okay, this statement with H3.
History. Okay, this history, but I prefer we use paragraph, right? And the
Mm.
paragraph, we will style this paragraph because this one's a paragraph and this a paragraph. But this one you can see has a different
Now
color.
I did my own. Oh.
Don't worry, yeah. If everything is still works, right? You can use H3. It's
Eh?
okay. You can use
I
H3.
know.
What did you do?
I know. You see, you know how the profile pictures are beside the words.
Mm-hmm.
I not doing anything like that.
You didn't do this profile picture. Don't
I
worry,
did the profile picture, but I did not do anything beside.
don't worry. We'll do it. You see how we do it here. Okay. So we'll do it together. So now you see, we can just use paragraph for history. Yes, anyone works. Okay. Now me, I prefer using paragraph, and I'll give it a class name because I'll be using paragraph here, and this paragraph is different from this paragraph. Okay. So you can see it has different color, right? So we can give a paragraph in the class name here. So p dot, maybe I'll give this maybe subtitle because it's under here, right? So this is a subtitle under it. So subtitle, right? So I click on enter. So I've given my class name. So now we can type the words of news, right? People custom, right? Not of print the value for custom. So now we are done with these two things. So I check. So now the next thing to do, what do we do, guys?
Let me
I
see.
think we
You
create
create
our
your
div.
template board.
I create my what?
Your template board now.
I think it's
The div.
div.
Please be quick. Put on about it so that I should put comment.
Comments.
Create my what?
Div.
Hold on. I'm creating my div. Okay,
Mm.
that's good. So I create my div. So I'll just leave the testimonial, right?
Mm.
This testimonial, testimonial.
Should we name it template? Okay, container is better.
Yeah, okay. So this is our comment, right? So now we can do our first div. So this div is going to contain all these three comments, right? So div, and we give it a class name, right? So you can give it
Yes.
testimonial container, right? So
Mm.
testimonial dash container. So make sure you see sometimes you see I'm using dash or underscore, or I can do like this. See. So all this, yeah, it's a way of naming things. When you go to JavaScript, you see why it's very important. It's very important. You don't. That's why I told you when you're naming things, to never give space. Either use an hyphen or another score, or use a camel keys by like using something like this. Or I don't know if it's a snake keys or something.
Mm.
There are different types of keys. We will talk about it more. So we
It's okay.
have, so you have
Please,
testimonial container.
can I see it did this in live? Let me see how it looks currently to confirm to.
Mm.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So now we have done the container for these whole three things. What next?
So I think you're going to start divide. What's supposed to divide?
You create another, the second and third
Create
one now.
on
No, no, this div is the container for.
for
It's
all
like
of
the
For
them.
the
house. Yes, so we have created a one house, like the house of it. So now what we are supposed to create now is the rooms, right?
mm,
Each of them have rooms, right? So now we have to create each div for them. So that's the rooms for them. You get.
mm.
Uh, so you can give a comment here. We see testimonial one. You get. So with testimonial one, okay. Now we'll now create the div. Okay. We create the div here, and we'll name this one. Okay, we'll name all the div, okay, because we want to there will be equal sizes and all those stuff. So we name and we want
Mm.
to make sure that what we do here will affect all of them. Okay, so we have to
Mm.
give
Mm.
each of them the same class name. Okay, so you can name this testimonial 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 box. Okay, so each of them. Okay, so we just copy all this. Okay, or we can start with
I
one.
see.
Okay, let's finish one.
Okay.
Okay, so when we finish one, we just copy it. Okay, so let's
Mm.
finish the first one. Okay, so now we have created the box for this one, this first div. Okay, and you can see here nothing is there, right? We have not started doing anything. So, so I've created the div now. We can create what a paragraph for this text. Okay,
Mm.
Okay.
paragraph. So
Mm.
now we will say we still paragraph first, right? And okay, so I want to name this my paragraph. I want to give because I want them to, I'll style them to, okay. So I can name this paragraph because it's a feedback. So we can name this paragraph feedback because we're getting feedback from our user. Okay, so feedback.
Okay. That's even smart. I thought we'll name it after the user.
No, no, no. Sometimes you have to, most of the times when you remember, you have to look what you're doing and you can use it to name your tags. Okay, so it's
Okay.
meaningful. So when you're tagging, you know that feedback is about this. Okay, then we can do this. Okay, so really,
Really good design and documentation.
Can't you copy and paste it?
no, 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 this is an
Copy
image.
from the live person.
This is an image.
Oh, you cannot.
You
Or we can
inspect and copy and paste.
don't worry, we can use something else. We can use Lorem. Okay. Let's use Lorem 200, 150.
Oh.
So to give me random weights. Okay. I think 150 is too much. Let me,
E.
so we have something like this. Yeah, I
I
think
like
still
the way you know shortcut.
But you
when you
don't
start
give us the shortcut.
no, no, when you're coding, you see, you notice some things now what your tutor is using, so you ask. So you just say Lorem, okay. What you want to do, just do. If you want to get random words, like just you say Lorem, okay. Then how many words, like the words? So I want maybe 20 paragraph
40.
or 40. Yeah, so they give you 40 Lorem. So we'll reduce it later. Okay, I think we can leave this one out. Okay. Okay, so now we are giving our paragraph, right? So the next thing is what we have this.
The
Image.
image.
Yes, and this image, we can just say image now because now we can see that these things are like we can put them in a container, okay, so that we can
Mm.
separate these two texts. So now we have to create a div after the paragraph, okay. so that we can group our. You see, that's why I say div is is good for grouping things. Okay, you can see that we have a paragraph here now, and looking at this now, we have to create a div. So you have to know when to create a div and when not to create a div. And normally, some people create a div here for paragraph, create a div here for this thing. But I can just use paragraph and create a div for this one. You get. Ah.
Mm.
Mm.
So now we will have div here. Okay. Then this div will name it profile. Okay, because it's about the person that we're doing. Okay. So profile, right? Then the profile now will have an image and we'll have two texts, right? Okay. So this
Yes.
one, you can create the image first, and we can use this one. Sorry, we can use this image that we have here. Right now, let's use this ordinary for now because it's a
Mm.
bit small. But we'll switch it back to this one because it's very huge. I don't want to use this now because it's very huge. If I use it now to cover the whole screen, okay.
Yes, it's this one.
Yeah, we'll use it when I've sized the image. Okay. I
Okay.
want to use something small that the image is small by size. Okay. So we'll use this one. So ordinary. Okay, right. Then you can give it a. We can give it a distance saying profile. Profile. Alternative saying profile image, right? So we have done with the image. Now the next thing is for us to do the this
The
thing.
text.
Text. Yes. Where is it? The text. So now doing this text now, let me. What do you think we can do this text now? Now we have done this image. What do you think we can do with this text?
Just put paragraph underneath the image.
So
Abi?
see what? Okay, we want to give a paragraph. Now, okay, if we use a paragraph, you guys present this thing now because this thing we use a flex. Okay, remember
Mm.
if you're using a flex now, because we want this thing in
Round shape.
a yeah in a no 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 I'm talking about this whole thing, this whole the image and the text. We want it to
Mm.
be in a horizontal way, and we are going to
Mm.
use flex. So now, if you give a paragraph for each of them, and we say display flex, what do you think will happen?
Might will it
My
split?
separate.
Somebody separate. The image will come at the left here. The text will come, but this CEO will go to the next line here. It won't be under.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's separate.
Let me show you guys so you understand why we have to create a div for this paragraph. So when we give this one a paragraph, or we can just give this. We can use strong anyhow. Anything. We're just
Ma! Sorry.
trying to be.
My mom is back.
Okay. So we can use maybe strong. Okay. Trying to let us know this is strong text. Okay. And we can give this thing is fun. I'm just trying to use some of the things that we have been taught like class, right? Span. You can use span, right? Span can be used to start anything, right? So Y, Z, and company. Okay. So now I want to target this thing. I want to target this profile in my CSS now. So if you go here, you can see this image. You can see this, right? Can you see this? You can see the image. Can you see they are separate, right? So if I'm targeting this one now, we give this a profile, right? So we say dot profile. Uh, then maybe I'll say maybe display flex first, right? Then maybe I want to change the direction. Can you see something? Can you see when I say display flex? Can you see the
Okay.
let me open it. Can you see the address is there, the CEO is beside each other? Can you see?
Mm.
They're all
Yeah.
together. They're all in one line, but that's not what we want. We want them to be stacked on top of each other, right? Can you see? So what to do now? You have to group them. You have to group this one in a div so that if you are separating them, all this is going to be together. So now if I give this a div to group this one, this text, I give this a div, okay. So now I'm putting this one inside this div. So now we're putting the display flex. Now look at what will happen. Uh,
You didn't close your div. Oh. Your first, be your second div. Your first div or your second div.
yes, this is it. This is the closing for this one. This is the closing.
Mm.
Mm.
I'm coming. Profile. Display flex. Let me check. That direction group. Come. I want to see it. So, it is working. So, it's supposed to be. But I'm trying to see what. They're supposed to be stacked on top of each other. Maybe if you give, we have to okay, we start it. Don't worry, we'll start it on our own side. Don't worry. But anyhow, we can give them a div. Okay, don't worry, we'll make them be on top of each other. For now, most of the time, you have to give them a div. You understand? So that you see,
Mm.
if you give this a paragraph, let me see. Let me try this. Because I'm using span. Because I'm using span. Let me give this a paragraph. Let me see what happens. Can you see that on top of each other?
Yeah.
So if like we're using, I think I remove this div now. Remove this div. Remove this div. Can you see they are beside each other now?
I can
I
see,
removed the
yes.
items, I removed the div. So when now they're inside one div now. So this div is grouping them so they'll be beside each other. Like they'll, it's like okay, I don't know how, let me draw, let me see. So you see when you're saying flex, display flex, okay, you're saying something to display flex, and you want it to be in a horizontal way, okay. Now, if you say this whole thing to display flex, this will be here, this will be beside it, this will be beside it, okay. But now you want these two things, these two, you want them to be, this one will be here, and this one will be under. So here will be one here, and these two will be on beside each other. So the best way to do now is that you have to group these two things together because when you say display flex, it will it will affect this as one paragraph. You understand? And we have one paragraph here, another paragraph here. So they'll be in a horizontal way. But now you want them these two paragraphs to be stacked on top of each other. Then you have to give these two paragraphs a div. Okay. So that div will take it like one container, they are together. You understand? So now when you say display flex, this will take one at the left side, this paragraph, and this
Sorry,
div.
please pause.
Okay.
You said that this div, this which one to be in one container?
These two. We want these two
Like the
paragraphs.
previous one was, right?
Yes. You see, like
Okay.
I'm trying to use this box to explain what we just did. Okay. So I'm taking this as paragraph one and paragraph two and paragraph three. Okay. So when you say to display flex in these three paragraphs, this will they'll be beside each other, they'll be on one line. Okay. But now let's say you want to design now, you want this paragraph two to be paragraph three to be on like paragraph two to be on top and paragraph three to be at the bottom of paragraph two. So they'll be stacked on top, like they'll be like this. There's not going to be anything on the third side. So for you to do that now, is that you can give this as paragraph one, but like this now, if you want to give this one to be stacked on top of each other, then you have to give this a div. So this div now is like you're saying they are together, they are married. Okay, so now it will be paragraph one and paragraph two inside one div. So now when you say display flex in this whole container for it, it will make sure that this one will be at one side and the two of them will be together because they're in one div. But now if you remove the div, it will take like one line. Okay, you get what I'm saying now? You get so like this now, if I have another thing now, I want another thing outside. Like I want another paragraph outside. It should not be under here. Then I have to give it outside that div. So I have to give another paragraph outside the div because the display flex is in this profile. This profile is the container for the image, the div, and maybe another thing I want to give. So I give another paragraph again saying this. You see it beside. Can you see it here? But now if I want it to be under here, then I want to give another thing under here. So maybe goodness, right? Can you see that it's under here? So that means the diff is making sure that they are not it's not beside any like they are on like they are in one family. You get you understand? Hope you get. Hello. Hello.
Hi, sorry. I can hear you.
So hope you can understand what I just did there.
Yes, yes, yes. I could
Okay.
hear you, but I thought I was talking, but my microphone was off.
Okay. So I
Yes.
just wanted you guys to get that concept.
is
to
that the
make things.
divs, the pictures and everything are inside one container, but there's another div inside the container, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
So
so that it will not be by the side, to be on top of each other.
yes, yes,
Thank
yes. So we are
you.
yes. So we continue with this. So this why this one is like it's make it this part. Don't worry, we can make it a block element later. Okay. So you know that the strong and the span are inline block elements. So to make sure that they are stacked beside each other. You get. So we can make them a block element in the code. You understand? So for now we can leave this like this. Okay. We can give this div a we can give it a name. Okay. We can give it a class. Okay. You can just name this info. Okay. Just info. Okay. So do you guys get now? So this is the whole our we have done this. Basically, we have done this. Okay. Okay. So now we're just going to copy the whole div. Okay. So this div, copy it. Okay. So we copy from here to the testimonial one. Okay. Testimonial one. You just you paste it here. So this is testimonial two. Okay. And you can change the name. Change the alias. Kendra. And then can give this, or you can leave this as the same thing. Okay, we just want to change the person's name. Then give another one there. So this will be testimonial three. Okay, we make sure that they are in this whole container. You see, they're all in the one section.
Please, can you point to the container, the beginning
Okay,
container, abi?
so let me open it so you see it.
Thank you.
Got it. This is the container. You see the
That's the
div
first
there.
container now.
Yes. So look at no. So this is the section. Okay. So this is what we
Mm,
have done. We have created a section for this whole thing. That's what is your
mm-hmm,
section. Okay. Now
mm-hmm,
the next thing we did was that we created the H1 and the paragraph. Okay,
mm-hmm.
this is it here. So now we created another container inside there, inside our section after the paragraph. So this was a different container on its own, and it is inside your section. Okay, so that's what we
Ezekiel,
have here. Yes, please.
you did not put comments for the image side.
The image.
Sorry that I'm complaining like this. This side, this div class ordinary.
Okay, this one.
Mm.
Okay, let me just
I'm
keep
reading.
it here.
Sorry, I'm reading it with the comments. That's why I'm
Okay, okay, okay,
asking.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure, sure. So this is our profile section. Okay. This is the
Mm.
profile side.
Then this is the testimonial profile three.
So so now we have done
Thank you.
this one, right? You're welcome. We have done the container here. That's the testimonial container, right? So this is the div here.
Mm.
So now after we've done that, now we have to create three divs inside our testimonial container, right? And so this is the first
Mm.
div for testimonial one, second div for testimonial two, and the third div for testimonial three, right?
Mm.
So all of them are inside this first div, okay? All of them are inside this div. You can see it here. So now the first testimonial box for the first testimonial has what the first thing is your paragraph. That's your paragraph first. Inside your paragraph, then we have a div, okay, after the paragraph saying that oh we have an image and we have another div inside the profile div, right?
Mm. Mm.
So we have a div called info. So the info has your name and your row. Okay,
Mm.
you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
So we are done with the HTML side. So we can go to the
Yeah.
CSS.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so basically we have done all
I
this.
don't.
So we go to CSS. So the first thing on CSS, what should we do? What is the first thing I told you should always do when you're starting your CSS? What do you say? What do you say?
Hey God. Sorry, you said something.
I say I told you that what are you supposed to do when you're starting your CSS? The first thing you're supposed to do. Can you hear me? Hello.
Just sorry, I was talking without.
Okay.
I think you put the you call out the class that you want to style, the background color that you want to do, Abby.
Yeah, yeah, but like
Mm.
there's one thing that you're supposed to do before you start anything.
What am I supposed to do? Probably dots. I don't know.
You're supposed to give an asterisk to remove all the
Sorry,
space and
I've
everything.
forgotten.
That's your global this thing.
So
Your universal class.
that's the for the background one now.
Look for the background to remove all spacing and everything. So when I say margin zero,
Oh, you mean the syntax,
yeah, I
the
mean
curly
yeah,
bracket?
the thing that has removed
Oh,
all the space and everything. This
mm,
actually that when you are coding, there's always a default space. There's a default margin.
margin
There's a
zero.
default. There's a default padding when you are
Mm,
coding, your browser gives. So you're supposed to remove it. If you don't remove it, when you're trying to calculate something, you're trying to give a space between two things, and you expect that oh, there's 20 space in between, and it's more bigger. It's because of there's a default space already in it. You understand? So you're supposed to remove all the
mm,
spacing. That's why you have to do this universal thing to give margin zero,
mm.
padding zero,
Let me check. Muna, shut up.
and give a box size in border box. Okay, that's all. This is the first thing you're supposed to do when you're coding. The first thing. So now we have done that. Now we can start with our body. Okay, we can design our body. Right. So our body we can give it a font family. Okay, a font family maybe so so draw UI comma. Yes, please.
I don't think this is how I did my own. I think I'll check. I think I started with like. Let me check. I'm sorry. Let me check.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I've gone to check. I started with the testimonial section first. Though. That's the background, getting the background color and the padding and text alignment
Yeah, yeah.
and
No
influence
problem.
panel.
Oh, you can start with anything. Okay,
I
you can
I
start
did
with
not put.
anything. But you didn't
Okay.
give this. You didn't give this.
I did not do the margin, padding, and box size.
Then it's okay. You understand? But like it's like when you're coding,
It's better, right?
you have to do it. You understand? It's like it's common. If you go to any website, you see this thing at the starting of their CSS because that's what I'm trying to tell you that when you are coding, you see when we remove this, you can see I didn't give any. I've not given any padding. I don't give anybody. They are spacing in it. Where is the space coming from? You have a default
Sure.
when you go to inspect when you go to inspect and you click on this now. I click on this thing. Let me click on it so you see it yourself. Let me change all about this. Let me change this. So when I click on this, yes, when I click on this, can you see when I click on this, can you see it has some kind of margin. Can you see it has a margin.
Yes, 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 yes.
Margin is 19. It has 19 margin. I didn't give it any margin. It has some kind of default margin. When I give this zero, go back. Can you see there's no margin again?
Sure. Yes.
That's what I'm
Nothing
saying.
is
Your
even
browser
showing
gives
again.
it's showing. So browser give you some kind of default spacing and you have to remove it. So that's when you're coding, it add up to the space you're giving it, you understand? And you don't want to
Mm.
miscalculate. Yeah, so it's always good to give this universal class by removing every space, you understand, or every margin, and give it box size in border box. Okay. So let's go
Sure.
to the let's go
Thank you.
to so we have given it a font family. Okay. So now you see the
Mm.
style has changed. You know, comment it.
Yeah.
See, I bring it
Where's
back.
my phone?
You see that back. So now we can give a background color. Okay. Right, background color hash, right? Something like F9, 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 F9. So to give you some kind of hash color. Okay. Then we can give our text color, right? We give it
Let's use
white.
one goodness deed. For the background color, she used 1E1E1.
One E, one E, one E, one E. This one. Was it this one? Which one did she
Oh,
use?
sorry. Yeah. No, 1E1E1E.
This one.
Then I think yes.
And the color was
I
what?
think it was dark gray background.
The
The
color. Now,
white.
like the text color, the text color.
Oh, the color was E0E0.
Zero, E zero. E what? Okay, this
Zero
one.
again. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, no problem. Then now we have to, after this, now we can start styling our testimonial. Okay,
Adding text align.
testimonial, right? That's our
Mm.
container. So we're
Mm.
styling our, sorry, section. We're styling the section first, right? Because look at it here. We have this
Mm.
section first. This section is grouping all of them, right?
Yeah.
So we can give this a text align center, okay? So everything will be at the center. Yeah, some of the text will be at the center, right?
Mm. Mm.
So text align center. So you see the text are in the center, right? So we have something like this thing. Okay. Then we can give a padding, right? So in our this thing will have some kind of padding. So padding maybe top and bottom 50 pixels to the
40
side.
px 20 px.
Anyone. Okay. So we
Let's
have
see 40.
it's okay.
The one that had biscuits.
Okay. So now we can go next, right? We can go and start our section, right? So our H1, we want to start this testimonial H1, right? So how do I target this H1? How do I target this H1? I taught you two ways of targeting it. I taught you two ways of targeting that H1. There are many ways to target it though, but like now this kind of tag now, this H1, if I want to target it, how will I target it in my CSS? Map it. Like this, now I can map it in two ways. So how can I map it? Let's see, I'm listening. Hello, hello, I'm muted.
Oh my god. Sorry, you went off for a while.
So
I
tell me
think you
how I
stopped at
can.
where we were doing the center. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm asking that how can I map
Sorry, can you
this?
hear
I
Mama?
can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, yes, better.
I'm saying that how can we map this H1? I want to start with this H1. Okay. And I'm asking
We
how
won't
can
start
we.
H1.
So how can we map it? We have two ways we can target in our CSS. It doesn't have a class name though, but like we can. There are two ways we can target it here in our CSS. And tell me the two ways.
Jesus. I fear I might say the wrong thing.
Just try. Just try. There's
But
no harm in trying.
to map the H1, Abi. Um, uh, I don't
Look
want to
at
say
it.
the wrong thing.
Okay, look at it. Just try. Try your best.
For our happy customers. I don't know.
Hey, if I want to start this H1, how will I start it?
I don't. Sorry.
Yes. Okay.
I
If I
know,
want to
but I don't know. I don't want to say
just
it.
say it. It's basically, but if you might be saying that
And
you're
I said the
correct,
wrong thing.
then no,
I'm not
listen.
correct.
See, that's not your code. You're not supposed to be shy about something. When it might be even be corrected. There's no harm in saying the wrong thing. There's no harm. If you say wrong thing, it makes you look like, oh yeah, I was almost reaching this. Like you know where the perspective you're looking at.
Is it the flex box we are going to use to do it?
No, we are targeting this H1.
Okay.
I want to just start it. This is how we start our background. I use the body to start it. So I targeted it by saying body. So now if I want to start
Okay.
this H1, how will I start it? That's what I'm asking.
Let me go to. If you want to start the H1,
Yes.
you could do. I think probably sex. I think section
Section.
probably. I don't know.
No, say it. Yeah, you're saying something.
Let me see
Say it.
the HTML code again. I think to target the H1, you might write either subtitle or testimonial section.
No,
Okay. Hmm.
just to go and get it. Like now, I wanted to change this background color, right? I wanted
Yes.
to change this my text background color, and I wanted to
Mm.
give it a font family. So the best way for it to affect everything is my body, right? My body tag. So for me to
Mm.
target my body tag is what I see my body tag.
Body.
It doesn't have a class
Okay.
name. If you had a class name,
Mm.
I'll just a dot something. But it doesn't have a class name, it just have a
Okay.
tag body. And I just go into my
Mm.
CSS and I say body in my curly
Mhm.
bracket. I can change what I want to do, the font family, the background, and the color. So
Mhm.
now I want to do something to this H1. This H1 that is here, I want to change, I want to increase the size. Or I want to give it some margin. See, they are too close, right? I want to give a margin
Mm.
to push
Yeah.
down the text. Yeah, so I have to target the H1. So for me to target it, how would I target it now? That's what I'm asking. So we have done that in the body now. How can I do this in H1? That's what I'm asking.
I think I'm torn between the section or the target section, or you target the. I think you target the section.
Target the section. How would I target the section? The multiples of
Let
ways
me
to
see.
target. So section what?
Section. Let me see the way you did the body class. I'm coming. Sorry. Um. Um. ugh. I think section. Then you open the curly bracket. I don't know. Maybe.
If I say section now, I'm going to affect everything I'm doing. I don't want to.
And
I'm
oh, you
not
don't want to
targeting.
affect everything you're doing there.
I'm just doing only the H1. This H1. I'm not doing in the whole section. I've started the section already, right?
Mm.
That's the testimonial section. So I use the
Okay.
class name. Can you see? I use the class name, right? Rather, I wanted to give it a space and put it at the center and give some padding, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I targeted the class rather because I'm giving the class name to it. But this one doesn't have a class. It just have H1. And I'm asking, how do you target this tag H1? I want to
You
target. I want
could
to give
do.
it. Mhm.
Since I've known, I have nothing to. You could do H1 though. We'll call it
Okay.
directly. Probably.
Again, that's correct. Then what? That's what I need.
Eh.
That's correct. I'm telling you, you're not say it.
I've been overthinking.
And what? I'll
I
tell
said
you
I've been
why. One,
overthinking.
I don't know why you were thinking. That's why I see just stop. Just say it. Say what's your mind. There's no harm here in saying the wrong thing. And what do
Okay,
you think
thank
is
you.
another way to target it again? If I don't want to use
What? Sorry, you
public,
said something.
I said there's another way also to target the H1 without just saying H1.
Mm, without just
Like,
saying H1.
yeah, I'm going to say like two things or three things to get to H1.
Honestly, I don't.
Okay, let me help
Oh,
you.
I don't remember.
Let me help you now. Now space. Now for me to target this H1, I can just say H1. Okay. Now I can
Mm,
target this H1, say H1, and I say curly brackets. It's okay. But
mm,
like now, if you are coding now, you have multiples of H1 in your code. Okay. Now mostly we can just give a class right to make it unique. You understand?
yeah.
But like now, there's another way. If I don't give it in class name, I can target this specifically, and it will not affect other H1. So let me see. Let me show you something. So if I give this section, right, we have the section here, right?
Mm,
So now we have, because we have a section here, So I'll just go outside the section and I'll give a H1. I'll show you something. I'll give another year. I'll give a H1 saying hello. Okay,
Uh-uh.
you can see we have hello here, right? So and we have this one is a H1 too. And if I say H1 now and I say H1 and I give a color green, right? Green. What will happen? All will turn green. Normally, if I just want to give only a green, I can just give the class name. But there's another way I can target this without giving a class name. So that's the second way now I'm trying to say I want you to show me. So now what I do now, I can just go to now this is called like a child, like I'm trying to use to see his parents. So now his parents is what you can see this H1 is under section. So I can just say section. But now we might have multiples of sections, right? We might have multiples of H1 inside the section. But now I can just go into the class name using the class name, saying testimonial section. So I'll say first name, I'll say testimonial. So testimonial, so testimonial section. Then space, then after testimonial section, the next thing is H1. That's even though H1 is under, like I can just say H1 next. That means I want to go into testimonial and look for H1. So now I'm going into testimonial and I say H1 and I give a bracket. Now I say red, color red, color red. You see, you see that to change the top one red and see the green one, it's still green. Can you see? So it means that now I didn't affect any H1 outside. I only affected the one that is inside testimonial section. And it
Okay.
went I went through to look for any H1 you get. So now this H1 now is not being affected because it's
Okay, I
outside
think
section.
I get it.
So then if I
Because
move
you have
this
to call the class for the first one, Abi,
yes.
to tell the whatever
So,
that's
so
the
it's like
first one you want to call.
it's like I'm going into a building, right? And we have classrooms, right? And each classroom have maybe class one, class two, class three, class four. Or like
Mm.
they're all in the same school. But now I want to target one class. If I'm saying, oh, all the classroom paint them red, they'll paint all of them red. But I want to paint only one classroom red. You understand? I might say, okay, go to this school first. That means you have entered the school. Now look for a because we have other classrooms outside. If I say color classrooms red, we have different classrooms in the whole world, like different classrooms we get. And I want to go to a specific school. That means go to Mercy School and color the classrooms red. Now you see, I'm giving the building, that means the parents, the building. Now I'm going to look for the classroom, any classroom that has that teaches students to get, and I'm painting it red. So any classroom outside that in your school will not get red because I'm not calling any school to be red. So then I move this hello into this section now. You see it will turn red. So if I go now, you see it is red now because now it's
Yes, it's
inside.
done right.
Yes, because
The
now it's inside
section.
the section because I'm one I'm calling testimonial section. Yes. So that's I just wanted to explain that thing to you to understand. Okay.
Thank you.
So now we can say testimonial H1. So it's good most of the time to target where which one you are targeting, maybe H1, right? So most of the time
Mm.
I like targeting maybe the parents, you understand. So class name I say H1. Because maybe I want to
Mm.
give unless if I want to give you see here we have green, right? We have multiples of
Yeah.
green. If I want to change it, I'll just go to the parents, you understand. So that's it. So I'll just give testimonial
Which one?
testimonial section. Okay. Then H1 space H1. Okay. Then I can style it and give it maybe font size. The font size of 2.5 red. Okay. You see it's very big. Okay. Now
Yeah.
then we can give a matching button because you can see here we have space. We have a space in between them. To give a space in between two elements, you give margin. But if you want to give space within an element, you give padding. Okay, so I want to separate these two, give it a space. So now just give margin bottom. Okay, I just see margin bottom. So margin bottom, and I can give it 10 pixels, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
can see we have a space now. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can give it color. Okay. Yeah, we can reduce the color
Um,
by
let me
giving
check
it
the color. Mm.
one.
Color, 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 color.
This was dark. Okay. What color was did Messi give it any color?
Yes, goodness did. I'm messing.
What did she give it?
Talking on goodness one. Let me check. I'm always using black. Okay, black. I changed from black. I think she was doing dark gray hues, but let me check.
Okay. Check
Color for which one?
the H1. Our happy custom.
Mm. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. I think she used background. No, no, I'm coming. Darker gray background. No, it's not the background. I'm coming. She gave it a light gray color. That was probably C.
3C or
Five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 C's.
so that's three. One. It's still the same thing.
Okay.
Um, okay, now we can start our paragraph. Okay. So our paragraph, how can we start our paragraph now? This paragraph.
Something. How can I start the paragraph?
Yeah, I want to start it now.
This particular one, I mean.
Yeah, this
I mean,
paragraph.
which of the one that has words of praise?
Yeah.
Uh, so according to you, say we can style it with the class of subtitle.
Okay.
Abi?
So how?
Yes.
Yes. So how let's start? So what let's say?
You see dot subtitle
No, that's it.
dot
That's
yes.
it.
Then paragraph.
No. Don't need to say
Oh, they
paragraph
don't need to call it.
because it's already the class name for the paragraph.
Okay.
This one didn't have the class
Oh,
name.
sorry. I'm trying to. I was
Yeah, go.
confusing you with the second paragraph.
So we just apply to them. So we can. What color did she give the text? Okay.
Probably white. White.
What's-
Sorry, the color of the one that we use for the H1.
Well, it's supposed to be a bit lighter because now
A
let
bit
me see.
lighter. I think that one was 99999.
This one was 999.
Yeah, try 99999. Like yes.
Okay, then we can give a margin bottom right because
Yep,
it
yep, yep.
has the space between this content. Okay, so now we can give a margin bottom
Mm-hmm.
40 pixels. So it pushes it down. Okay. Now we can give a font size. We should change the font size. It'll be
What's the
100.
angle?
100. Okay. 100. Okay, let me check. Let me check this live stream. Let me see.
It's working now.
Have you checked it?
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me check. Funny I've not been to the YouTube. Should I is it Inspire Hope I should check that?
Yes.
Mm,
Okay. Okay. Yes, live stream. Okay. Yeah. So
mm,
let's continue.
I'm not sure. Okay, I see it.
Okay. So now we are.
Mm,
Let's
okay, I
continue.
see it.
Let's continue. Let's continue. So now we can continue now. Next thing to do is what? Our testimonial container. Okay. So now let's go. So dot testimonial container,
Mm-hmm.
the curly bracket. Okay. So this is what we're doing now. So now what do you think we're supposed to do? So we have done this now. You can see they are in a straight line. We want to give them something to be in a vertical way. Okay. What are we supposed to do?
Probably justify content center.
No, no, no,
Abi, am
no.
I saying the wrong thing?
Look at, we are targeting this now, and it's what we gave it was what
Sorry, you
testimonial
said
content.
something.
I'm saying that we want this to be in a horizontal way. Okay. And now we
Eh?
want to start our testimonial container. Look at it here. Testimonial container. So it's one grouping these three things. So now how can I make this in a horizontal way? What am I supposed to do?
How can you make which one in the horizontal way?
The three of them, these three things in a horizontal way. They're in a vertical way right now. We want them to be like this.
Wait, I don't know if it's my. They're in a vertical way. Let me see.
Yes, they're in a vertical way.
Okay. All right. Hmm, let me
So what
see.
am I
And
supposed
we
to do
want
that
them to be. And we want them to be vertical.
in a
Probably check what
horizontal,
I do.
horizontal, not vertical.
Um, 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 how do I do
You don't need to check. Just
it?
think. What do you think is supposed to do that? It's just one
What
thing.
do I know? I don't know. I think it's Flexbox. Ah, I'm checking my code.
Don't check your code. Tell me what you think that
I will
make
check
like
my code.
that. Tell me. Just try.
Mm.
We have done this over and over. Like we did this in the
Is it not
previous class.
Flex?
Exactly. You need to check.
I said Flexbox. Okay.
I didn't
It's
hear you
fine.
say. So what am I supposed to say? I can't just say flex boss. What am I supposed to say?
You say display Flex.
Exactly. Display flex. Now you can see them in a horizontal way. But like because of the content in them is very big, right? So
The
we,
pictures.
yeah, so let's handle the images, okay, so that we can, let me just reduce the size of the image. So the
No
image is
problem.
image is what profile, right? So profile, then I'll just target the image. So I'll just say profile. That's dot profile because of the class name.
Yep.
Profile space AMG, right? Then I can give this image a width of 50 pixels.
50 is too small. Make it 100.
Okay,
Let's see. Sorry. That was
okay,
command. Oh,
100.
100 is too big. 80. No, I think 80. Hmm.
Is that like
Let me use an image so you
Yeah,
see.
70 is okay.
Image about reports. So now which one is better? Which size should we use? This is okay. Listen, this is okay. Listen, this
Sorry, you
size is
said something. I couldn't hear you.
so are you saying that this size is okay?
Make it. Yes, I think you said it's okay.
Okay. You know, when we start, I think because of the text, so when we start styling it, there will be, when we start giving them a width, they will shrink, okay? So all of them will be
Mm.
on one line. Now we have said display flex, right?
On one line.
Yes, so um, let's give the things inside it. So we can give a justify content center, right? So that will be in the center. Justify content center. So we have our distancing. Then we can give a little bit of gap, right? Bit of gap.
Because they are together.
Yeah. So we give them 20, right? 20 pixels. Why am I having? Why is gap having? Gap 20 pixels. now. And for now, let's size the testimonial box, okay, so that we can make sure that they're all in one line. So testimonial box, okay. We can give this one, we can give this one a width, okay, a width of 300 pixels. This now I'm giving it a width of 300 pixels. Why did they push it down?
Oh my god. But they are not on the same line yet.
Coming. So I'm checking. Not them on the same. Testimonial box. Come, let me give it a balance. What's that for it? I'm trying to expect what you can. Um, let's- okay, I see now. There's a problem with my div. Should be a problem with my div. Is that? So the div container. So this div one paragraph. This div. So you can take it. So you have the section. So what div? This div. Okay. I've seen it. I've seen the issue. I've had an extra div here. See, so this
Oh
div.
wow.
So I'm just doing because this one was ending because I think there was an extra div in my code. Because I want to see if it's structured there. Div here, div here. It should work now. Yeah, I see. So just have to go and try and check your code again to see. Because there was a div here trying to close the whole thing. You can see if I had another div here. I was not having some kind of messed up code. Yes. So that's why I see one mistake. You can put your code in a disordered way. Okay. So you can bring the justify center right. Justify
Sorry to go
justify
out of script. But
yes.
how long have you been coding? Because you're very good. You cited the bug immediately.
I've been coding for like at least let me see I might say 4 years, but like I classified as 3 years because the 1 year I started was I was just going through it, but I didn't take it seriously. But like when I went to school I took it seriously. Yeah. So this is why I was able to solve it because I face a lot of bugs. That's me. I love having errors. I don't know people reject errors. You see, that's why I say if you meet a programmer and you ask the programmer what makes you a developer, the person will tell you that it's about coding over coding. Now, what makes you a good developer is how many errors have you fixed, and how many errors were you able to fix it? Like were you able to fix it? See, so it matters the errors you face, and you are able to fix it. That makes you a good developer. Because when you're coding, you have a lot of bugs in your code. And me, I've always faced a lot of bugs in my code, and I resolve it myself. Sometimes I go online and go through it. I put it in AI. Sometimes, for me, most of the time, I try checking it myself first and see if I'm capable of looking at it to get. So if I'm capable of looking at it, then I sometimes I outsource it by giving my friend to go through it, and he'll be like, "Oh, there's an error here." You get so sometimes you might not be able to see the error, but your friend will be able to see it. So most of the time when I do projects and stuff and I'm not able to see the error mapping, I give it to my friends, they check it and they even spot it easily. You get sometimes you don't see it, but like somebody else can see your error. You get so it's normal. Yeah, so that's why we program together. That's what programming is all about groups and things. Yeah. So I noticed that
Thank you
there's
for
okay, okay. So you
so
just
you said
notice that
something.
yes, so me, how I debug my code is I look at where the issue is. So I try and look at, I use the developer to see if I'm getting an extra space or something. But like now, I'm not getting any
Mm.
space. So definitely it should be maybe there's double code closing something. Because now the div, what is it? The flex, display flex now is only working for only two. It was working for only two. So that means it was working for this one, but it was working for this one and this one. And there was another extra div here. So this div was closing this one. This div was closing this one. So it was closing this whole container. You get so now there's no display flex for this one. So it will be under, you get. So it will be under here, you get. You see. So it's working for only these two, you get. See. So
Okay, yes,
that's
yes, yes.
so I noticed that so I'm going to look at where trying to check if there's a double digit. So don't worry, due to times when you face error, then when you start resolving it, you get good at it. You get good at fixing errors. Sometimes I've spent the whole day fixing an error. I slept over it and I woke up and I fixed it. It's normal. It's normal. So, yeah, I'm sorry. That day I wanted to cry. I just slept off. I gave up. I gave up. I went to sleep. So that's what my teacher would tell you. My teacher would tell you that sometimes if you're facing an error, you cannot solve it. Just take a break. Like leave it. Then come back and check it, and you be able to solve it. And you just like, oh, this I've seen it. You get. So you just sometimes just take a break and you're able to find it. So there are many ways to solve errors. Most of the time I debug it. You see, I gave it a color. Like I was trying to debug it to see if there's an extra. So that's how I use color to debug my errors. So
That's actually brilliant. That's so you can know where your problem is from.
exactly, exactly. Like this, I will not be able to
Got
find
it.
it yet. So that's how
You
me I
can
do.
make
Okay,
the color cards a bit darker.
which one?
This coding English. The you know the sorry. Yes, the div container.
Okay, okay.
Mm,
You want what's the color for it? Um,
make it a bit lighter. Where's when I check my phone for God.
please give me please hold it. Please give me a sec. Because my dad is calling.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Are you guys there? Hello.
Yes,
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. So,
no problem.
what color should we give it? The
A
background.
lighter gray.
Okay, so background color. So the container was light gray. Right? Was light gray.
Mm.
You see something like this.
Ah, yeah. Mm-mm.
Check what you. Sorry.
The
It's a mistake. Sorry. I'm not supposed to give it here. I'm supposed to give it at the container. Light gray. But like, try and check what she gave it.
mm,
So
no. Let me check
check
what
what
she
she gave
gave
it.
it. Mm-hmm. This is one. I'm checking. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I think it was 2C.
Two C two
I
C
think so. Let's see.
two C. So what's this?
Yes, it was this.
Okay. Okay. So now we have. Let's give some padding. Okay. Let's give some padding inside. Okay. So that we can
Get some what?
padding. You can see that
Okay.
in our potato we have some space inside. Okay. Some space
Yep,
inside our.
yep, yep.
So we give some padding inside
Try
our.
25.
Okay, so inside our container. Okay. So rather we also give padding inside though. Okay. Like right now, sorry, right now I'm trying to give space. Okay, I don't think we need to give any space. Yeah. Let me see. Let me give a space and let me see something. Padding 020. Ah, okay. Uh, no need, no need for the space. Okay, rather give it here. Okay, give us padding now. So let's give it here. Okay, we can we can first give. Okay, let's give a padding. So padding maybe 25%. 25 pieces. Okay, 25 pieces. Don't worry, we'll still do something with it. Alright, let's continue this. Okay, so we can give a border. Let's give that line. Okay, so we can give a border. So border 1 pixel, solid,
44.
solid what?
44.
So
444.
hash. So 2 4.
No, 3 fours.
Okay, so we have something like this, right?
Mm.
See now this. I don't think we should give a gap. We should not give a gap because when you check the tools,
That's a
there's no gap.
banana.
So there's no gap here. Okay, there's no gap here, and trying to see. Let's justify sentence when making text sentence. Trying to see something. Okay, let's see what we can do with this thing. Let me go into my box. Let me give it a width. Okay, width 300. Let's give it border radius. Okay, let's think it had a border radius. Right? Or okay, no border radius. Uh, let's Try to think. So, top bottom. So justify center. Okay, okay, I have an idea. An idea. So if you give it a width, let me see something. Let me see. This is now 2000 pieces. So 1000 pieces. Hmm. See, trying to move the all these pieces. That's all. Aha, got it. Okay. So now bread. And just justify the center.
Substitute
Sorry,
this
there's
ad.
something I wanted to ask you. How do
Okay.
you know the particular you know when we have 900 px, 40 px, 300? How do you know the range that you should choose from? Or is like, is there any website
I've
for us to go
not
and check?
seen before.
Once.
Because most of the time, when you practice more, you know which one is good for you. Yes.
And that was
Okay.
his answer.
Exactly.
Alright.
You know, okay. If I'm using this now, if I'm using this, I don't even need this. I can just okay, I'll need display flex. Okay. But like I'll have to give a margin 0 or 2. Sorry, I didn't give you 0. So now it's at the center. Okay. Try to copy this exactly. So what I did was that I had to give it a width, you understand? So if I didn't give a width, it's taking it's taking you see it's taking the whole it's giving some extra space because of the just the we gave a padding, right? We gave some padding in our section. You can see the padding. If we remove this padding now, it's taking the whole space. Can you see it's taking the whole space? But because of the
Yes.
padding we gave inside the section, so now it's giving some spaces. So it's 20 here, 20 here. But now in our distance, there's no space here, and there's no something like that. So instead, you have to give a width so that we can take this kind of width. You understand? That's the whole thing. Okay, so that's why I gave here a width. So that's why I gave, what is it? So that's why I give a width of 900 pixels. So now I should move the space. So the more I shrink it, the more you see that
Yes.
the text inside are getting shrunk. So, now the whole thing are it gets. So because of the has a flex wrap, that's why that's a flex wrap. So if I move the flex wrap now to shrink it, you get. So for now, let's leave it at 900.
The flex is for the straight horizontal, abi? Then
So
flex wrap is for what?
flex wrap is like if you are shrinking your screen now, the text will be it will go to the next line. So when I bring this like this, supposed to take it to the next line. But if I reduce it, that's why it's taking it to the next line. Look at it. So you see when I reduce it, it went to the next line. But if I remove this flex wrap, it won't take it to the next line. It will rather shrinking it. So when I reduce it now, it's going shrinking. So like if I'm using flex wrap now, it will make sure that the content will go to the next line because this thing doesn't
Mm.
match the size you get. So it also works when you
Yeah.
are shrinking the screen also.
What do you
So
say?
when you are shrinking the screen also, it's supposed to work.
Okay.
It's supposed to work by moving it. I don't know why it's not moving like that, but like, it was moving like it before when we moved it. When you see it's taking it down. Like when I open it, see like this.
Mm.
Okay.
If I remove the flex wrap now, if I give it to be in one line, can you see? That's trying to
Mm-hmm.
resize it to your lap, like be able to see, but it's small. But like when you do a flex wrap, it will make it in a vertical way for you, automatic. You get when you take it in a smaller
Mm.
screen, so you can see it well. So that's why I just give it flex wrap so that to go to the next thing. Okay. For now, don't worry. Uh, so because of the width I gave it, that's why even though the flesh wrap will not work, because now I'm giving it a width, so it won't push it down. You get. Anyhow, let's continue. Normally I won't give it a width, but because I'm trying to match exactly this thing,
Giving it a width, not make it responsive anymore.
yeah, it will make it responsive anymore. So I have to do it in mobile. When it reaches some certain
Wait.
speed, move it down. So I can do that in my mobile side in a smaller screen. So it responds, but right now it's not responsive. So I have to show you guys how to make things responsible. So or I'll show you guys. So so after that now we can what's next? Okay, we can give this side if like make it a column way. Okay, is it necessary? Because we want to give it a space between. Let me. I want to check something. This flex box. Let me give it display flex. So if I give display flex, now it's making it like this. So I have to say direction column. So to maintain this in a column way, okay. Then I want to see something. Justify content space between or space between. So let me remove this. Wait, I want to see something. Okay. Because so that means it's not necessary for me to give it that space. Okay, then I won't give any flex space. I won't give any flex. Okay, then let's make it. You see, we can see the text, right? We can see it. Like there's some little shadow. Okay, let's give some shadow. Okay. Uh, so we say box shadow. Okay. So box shadow is 0.25 pixels. No, 2 pixels. Then 8 pixels. Okay. Then okay, I think now okay. Let's reduce. We reduce it. Don't worry. Reduce the shadow. So RGB. So using RGB, so we can remove the we can reduce it. The remember I told you the A is alpha, so it's able to tell you how you want transparent you want it to be. So I'll make it very transparent. So the more I increase it, the more you see it. See, can you see it now? Very dark. So let me just give it 5 or something. It's because of um, it's a black thing you get. So I have to if I want it to show, I have to give it a white. So I'll give it 255. 255.
Use white.
255. So now it's white. So the white is too much. So
Pink.
you want to give pink
No.
0.5. Let me give it 0.5. At least you can see it very little. Okay. Yes. So now um, I think now we have to make this text at the left side. Should start from the left. Okay. The text is at the center.
Mm-hmm.
So you can give it here the box here saying uh, text text align with so
Yeah,
align
just
so it's aligned at the left side. This this is aligned it at the left side now. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yes, I can
yes, we
see.
can see it now.
Okay. Then let's give some You have to give some
The
margin.
picture needs to be. Is it because the picture is small that is not beside the word?
Yeah, it's because there's no margin, there's no space. So they're all together,
Ah.
nobody space. So that's what I'm saying. We have to give margin. So margin, we have to give the
Oh my
margin where
goodness.
we have to give the margin in our paragraph feedback. So feedback. Okay, so we have to target feedback now. So feedback. So dot feedback. Okay. So so feedback now. Let's start our text. Okay. So we can give this a font size of what zero. Want it to be a bit 0.9. Wait, wait. Want it to be a bit smaller. Okay, then let's give a line height. So line height, what does it do? It gives you some kind of you see when you're doing a Word document, you see they have a way to give like spaces in between each of your text.
The wires.
Okay.
He's doing that.
So I can give it 1.5 or
He entered for
1.6.
parking.
Okay, can you see now there's
Uh,
spaces inside your line height?
excuse me.
Can you see there's a space in between your line height?
Which one?
Yeah,
Right
this
side.
your text. Let me move it. There's no space in your text, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have done Word. You see something called line height. When you go to Word,
So what you mean by see? Let me see.
See, there's space
you
goodness.
go to Word. Like I want to open uh,
Is this Google Docs or Microsoft Word?
Microsoft Word. I want to open this. Okay, okay, open this. I want to open somewhere. People should be familiar about this.
I know about this.
So, like, I want to give a line height in this kind of question. Like, when you go and height here, you see something called line height here. So 1.5, 2.0, 2.5,
And
2.5. You see
see.
1.0 no space. You get.
Okay,
That's
that's what
basically
you're
what
trying to replicate.
yes, that's basically what we're doing here. So to give spaces in between text, like in text or in paragraph, you use line height. That's what I'm telling you. I gave the line height 1.6. Okay.
Mm.
You give 1.5 anyhow. So so I think one next should be give a margin button, right? Wanted to give this to push this text now. I can give a margin button 20 pixels. Yeah, 20 pixels. 20 pixels okay. Now to give it more. So I think 40 should
60.
40 should be
60.
yeah, let's give it 60. Still not bad. So I think we can give this. So this width has 300 pixels. Ah, okay, okay, I see why. I see why. I see why this thing was.
What did you say?
I've seen something. Um,
You need the container.
yeah, container. Which container?
The this thing container.
Let's open. There's actually. Why is it? Oh, it's because I didn't give. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I have to give. I have to give it. Oh no. I have to give it. Okay, now I'm going to first. So I'll remove this one. It's 900. I'm trying to see something. This 900. It's too small. Okay, then I'll give this 12, 1012 divided by three size. So I give it 4 each. Exactly. So I was just using some mathematics to divide this thing. Yes. So you saw
Wow.
that you saw 900, 900 was a bit smaller, right? So
Mm.
900 divided by, so the whole container here is 900, right? So and
Mm.
each of them is three things. So 3 divided by 900, that means each of them is taking
Two.
300.
That's taking three
Yeah, so
hundred.
if you give it like 200, then there's going to be space in between them. Yes, there's going to be some spacing in between them. Can you see? So
Mm.
300 means that it's fitting perfectly, right? So we don't need, so we don't have any space. You get. So now I
Mm.
want it to be more a bit bigger because you can see that the text is a bit longer, right? So I just increase the width in a way that to divide it that it gets equal this thing square. So I just the more I use
Also,
1200,
400.
it's okay. That's the size you get. And then I just give
It's 400.
let's see, let's see,
You
400.
can use 400. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
so,
sorry.
yeah. So now the width. So now to get equal size, yeah, you use 400. So you get the equal length you get. So it's like a perfect square now. Yes. Okay, so I think that's for it. So we have gotten the size.
No, it needs to be inside the padding. It's not inside the padding.
Which one? Yeah, okay, the
See,
padding.
their text.
Yeah. So now we can give some padding. We get padding in it, but like maybe it's a bit. We give no. Mhm. Getting too much. I think no, I think the other one is better. 30, 30 is okay, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now we are done with this, right? We are done with we're done with this things, right? Now we're coming here,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
So we can start studying all this, right? So let's start before we go to our image, okay? So let's do the profile container, okay? So dot profile. So that's the class name we gave it. Remember the profile, the div for for this thing. We want to style it. Let's start the image first. I think we should start the image first because it counts before it. So let's start the image. So the image now we can give it we to give it 70, 70. Then now we can give
Rounded
it
corners.
we have to we want to make it round first, right? So border radius. So border
Mm.
radius 50% we divide it to second. Okay, so because of the height, now that's why it's not dividing it. So if it's equal, I think 50, 50. Because no. Text is in a rectangular
It's
way.
smaller.
No, it's not even because it's small. Let me give the height. Let me give the height. Let me see. Okay. You
It
can give
has
it.
flattened it.
Don't worry. You see, we will size it. Don't worry. So 70
Mhm.
gives. Okay, now it's round. Okay. Then let's make the object come final. Get. So we will give it object width. Then maybe cover. Let's see. Just give me a second, please.
It is in iPhone.
Hello, hello guys. Yeah, so now like this, right? But if you use contain is not good. Rather, the image will have some kind of rectangular way.
Quench.
Want it
But
yes. So
the cover is
want
not
it
still
cover.
fine.
The cover. Look at it. The cover. Cover is fine. Look at it.
Made
Can
her
you see?
flat.
It's
I
just
hate
that you
this
won't get
top.
yes, you won't get the head part too. That's the thing. Like as far as we can see the image better, it's more unless you have to adjust it. Like right now, this one is more better. I guess.
Yes.
So I think that's all right. And yeah, so now what's next to do is to bring this text here, right? To bring this text here. So to do that now, I'll just come here. Then I'll give it's an info, right? So not info. Yeah, info, yes. Info. Yes, the div is info. No, the profile. Okay, yeah, so we have to target the profile and say display flex. Okay. So now we can target our profile. Okay. So dot profile. So display flex, right? Then we
Mm.
have to say now it's like this, right? So um display flex. Then align item center. So we can let me just bring this down so that we can okay. So what we do? So dot info align left. So we can have this display block. Let me see. Am I targeting it? Zero display block. Profile. Just so display block. Let me target each of them. Strong and span.
So it's not the name, Abby.
No, no. Okay, now it's working.
Why?
I made it. You see, you remember I told you that span and strong elements they are inline elements. That means they can be beside each other. You get so when we use paragraph, when we use paragraph, you saw that they were stacked on top of each other because paragraph is a block element. So it means that it occupies the whole bit. So when you use one paragraph, it occupies the whole bit. When you give another paragraph, it will go to the next line or occupy the next bit. That's a block element. But for strong and span, they are inline elements, inline block element. That means when you use them, they are beside each other. Unless you override it and change it to a block element. So that's why I did here this CSS to make it a block element.
Mm.
Uh, That's why I was saying that when I use the span and strong, I can override it to my CSS to make it like a paragraph reader to go to the next line. Yes. So I just made it a block element. So why didn't I? You can say I use comma. So instead of me writing strong and give display, give another span, give display. I can combine two things. This is the thing I told you about the when you can combine multiples of tags together and you can give them a style. Yes, so I gave strong comma span. If I want to give another element, I say comma, then I write another this thing. Yes. So you see here we're not giving comma because we are going inside it rather. So when you are giving a comma, it means you are going to you are listing tags you want to do something. Right. So so now let's continue. So now we can give a gap, right? This we need to give you a gap so that to shift because here there's a gap here. So we can do that where? Where should we do that? Where can we give the gap? That it will affect both of them, the image and the div.
The div.
Where are we supposed to give the gap?
Mm-mm.
Where do you think we're supposed to give the gap?
Probably imagine or
No, no, no. We want to give. See, normally, yeah, you can give a margin, right? Yes. Like if you're giving margin now, like the best way is to give a gap. It's- Most of the time, it's good to give right?
gap.
Gap. Remember,
Sorry.
we gave a gap where give one gap somewhere. Now go just to gap. Maybe they
Okay,
are.
we're still
I
opposed
think we
to
removed
gap
it.
one
We
time.
removed it. Yes. Just
It
gap.
doesn't.
Gap is better. So that you can just put it inside your the container that's of both of them, and the gap will just separate the two of them evenly. Yes, like when multiples of things, you give a space evenly. Instead of giving here padding like margin right here, another margin right, another margin right here, you can just give the container containing all of them one gap, so each of them will have equal space. You understand? That's why most of the time using gap is shorter. You understand? So you just do it in the profile. That's what I wanted you to see. Just here, the profile is the one containing both of them. See the profile tag, the class. So if I come here, I say gap, and I give it the 20 pixels. Now you can see we have repeat space now. Yes.
Hmm.
So we want it to be at the center now. We have to give align item center, right? Align item center.
If you have put it under the gap, what would have happened?
What do you say? No, no,
If
nothing will
you
happen. No, no, nothing, nothing. Me, just be like I just like stretching my code right
clean
now.
code.
No, no, no. You can put it anywhere. Oh. But like me, I like putting some text. I just like it's the way I like coding. That's the thing. Yes. Maybe I like the gap
Hmm.
under and I like putting the align center up. You understand? So it's me. It's
Okay,
just
for
my
when you're
preference.
reading
So this one is my preference. You understand? Everybody has their preference in code. Yes.
it. Okay.
So I might do it another way, and for me, it's just me. I just prefer putting it here. That's me. Just prefer putting it here. So now it's at the center. Okay. Now we can see it at the center, right? Because maybe if you remove this, it's at the top. You get. So you put it around item center at the center of it. So you can see here that this one is a bit light, right? You can see it's a bit light. So we just copy what we did for this one here. The color we gave here, right? So we just use the same color here. So in the subtitle, so you can just give what do we give it? Span. So you just target the span. So span, right? So we have it like this, right? Then we can reduce the text size. Right? We can reduce the text size. Some of it. So we have to reduce the text size. So if we can do for okay, let's do it here. I'll do it info. Did I give info? No, okay, give info. So so info will have so info is the container for the text, right? The two texts. So I'll just give one of them. Then I'll change okay, I'll just give both of them the same size. So font size zero. My God, just give me random. Okay, okay, they're the same size. Oh, they're the same size. Okay. So I think that's I think we're done. You can see.
Hmm.
You see how lovely it looks.
It's fine.
So let's learn something today together. Right?
I did.
So you can go back to the live stream and just watch how you can practice it. Because we're supposed to go into grade today's class. Grade. So grade now will be
Mm-hmm.
using you see this one is one dimension, right? Like using flex. It's like if you want to make something in a horizontal way or vertical way, you just use flex. But now grid is like when you have multiples of something and you want to arrange something like this. Let me show you something. Grid testimony. The example. Let me show you grid example. See something. You see now, see, you can see something like this now. You want to arrange something like this for a vertical way, and another something will be like this. We'll have this on your cube way. You have to use grid to do this kind of. You can if you use flex, if flex is possible, like it's going to be complex. It's going to be very complex for you. You get so now using grid now you can position something like an image or something to be like this or a text you want something here to do this vertical way. I think they had this testimonial like this. I remember one of my tutor you was using as an example. Let me see if I'll get that. Read testimonial. Read testimonial. See this. See this. Look at this comment. Look at this testimonial. They had to use grid to do it. You see. You see something like
Okay.
this. So you have a text like this, another text like this, and you have to use grid. So grid will be able to do things in different dimensions. So I think it's 3 dimensional to check that again. So you're able to position this to from here to this side. Then it's like you're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Sorry, 5. So now you have 5 elements. Now you have to able to use this one to push. No worry, we'll try and do something like this in the next tomorrow. Tomorrow, okay? So we'll go into grid, and if there's much time, we'll go into a framework. Okay, we'll go into Bootstrap. So when we do this, then
Okay.
so when we do this tomorrow, then what? I think what else are we supposed to do next? Yeah, after grid, we're supposed to go into Bootstrap. Yeah, then Bootstrap, then we can go into JavaScript. Okay. So we're in the 6th week, right? Or which week are we in?
Mm,
In the 6th week. So that means we'll make sure that we finish that 6th week. We finish that 6th week. Or are we in the 7th week?
eh.
Okay. Then you see how we do it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now then you guys we can watch the live stream yourself. You can watch the video.
I will try.
Okay. Okay. Then tomorrow expect your
Okay.
assignments to work you. Goodbye.